Hey everybody, logged in just a few minutes early to make sure that everyone can hear me. So let's see if I enable manual, if you enable manual. Okay, all right. I think might be about ready. And I'm just gonna bring it up on my phone since my computer is out of arm's reach right now. So if you're here, let me know. Let me know, all my producers at home, how this sounds. I think I might have troubleshot all of the issues that we were having before. So let me know if you're here, if you can hear me. And it looks like I just got the notification that I'm live. Oh my goodness. Today we have a really, really fun show planned out. And by we, I mean me. I have been having a lot of fun with my. Oop, there's my phone again. Um, oh, yes, I have been having a lot of fun experimenting with all of my software that I've been getting. I'm experimenting with some green screen, which isn't quite ready for today, but it will be in the future. So, yeah, I think this is going to be really fun. Now, let's see if I can see where everybody is. Let's see, looks like we've got 3 viewers so far, and we're just going to wait another minute or two for everyone to join us. I know I've been getting used to where I'm posting the lives, and now that it's scheduled, how can I do that and make sure it's easy for everybody to find? And remember, if you get here a little late, you can fast forward to where we currently are, or you can um, or you can watch it later. That's okay too. Okay, all my viewer friends, if you're here, shoot me a comment. Um, let me know that you can see me. Oh, it looks like we've got my friend David is here. Excellent. How is everything sounding on your end? Hopefully good. And let me make sure that this is muted. I'm gonna see if we can get my preview up here on the TV. That makes me feel very famous. Oh, turn it down. Here we go. Okay. Excellent. So, put that back in my little pocket there. All right. What do you say we get started? So, today we've got a fun agenda. We're going to start with a digital book, Rainbow Fish. I got this on Open Library. And oh, perfect audio. Yes, I've been struggling with that. I'm so happy it worked out because I wasn't sure what to do if it didn't. So, we're going to read Rainbow Fish today. If you haven't already, check out Internet Archives. And then it's called Open, is it Open Book or Open Library? Let me see here. At Open Book through the Internet Archives. You can find all kinds of books, grown-up books, kids' books, textbooks. I wish I knew about this in college. Then we're going to sing a song to see if we can get the sun to come out today. We're then going to do a reprise of one of my favorites, I Don't Want to Wash My Hands. We're going to talk a little bit about women in STEM and other people who don't really get a lot of acknowledgement in STEM topics. And then we're going to sing our goodbye song. So let's start with our book, The Rainbow Fish. So I believe if I click this, okay, excellent. Now my Rainbow Fish book is up, but let's see if I can just move it around a little bit. Uh, why can't you see the whole thing here? There we go. And I'll just scooch my camera over so that you can still see me as well. Okay, here we go. So this is one of my favorites. This episode and book especially is dedicated to my friend Al Leszczynski. Al and I work together at the Franklin Institute, and Al is one of the very few people in the education department that are left. So I'm going to be dedicating each episode over the next few weeks to our really brave and hardworking educators that are still working at that museum. And in the meantime, we're going to try our best to do our education from here. So I've got my chat on my phone right here, so I'm going to try to keep my eye on it. Okay, excellent. So here we go. This is called The Rainbow Fish by Marcus Pfizer. And you can see that this is actually a scanned book. So this is someone's inscription in there. I'm just going to bring this forward a little bit so I can read it. Oh, this is so fun. Okay, great. The rainbow fish. Oh, we're going to need to zoom on this. It is hard to see. Uh, Zoom in. There we go. Okay. A long way out in the deep blue sea, there lived a fish. Not just an ordinary fish, but the most beautiful fish in the entire ocean. His scales were every shade of blue and green and purple, and with sparkling silver scales all among them. Wow, rainbow fish really is beautiful. I wore my fish shirt especially for the occasion today. Oh, yes, thank you, David. So STEM is short for science, technology, engineering, and math. So science, things like computers, websites, machines. Engineering is a lot of building, and math, which is how we can count things. So we're going to talk about women that do that. Okay. So, does anyone else have any like sparkly outfits? I know I've got tons of them, but I thought my fish shirt would be the best for today. The other fish were amazed at his beauty. They called him Rainbow Fish. Come on, Rainbow Fish, they would call. Come on and play with us. But the Rainbow Fish would just glide past, proud and silent, letting his scales shimmer. There he is, swimming away. One day, a little blue fish followed after him. Rainbow fish, he called, wait for me! Please give me one of your shiny scales. They're so wonderful, and you have so many. Oh, what do we think Rainbow Fish is thinking? Oh, the Air Boys are back. I've missed you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. So happy to see you're back. Has anyone ever asked to use something of yours that you have a lot of and you just weren't sure? I wonder what Rainbow Fish is going to do. You want me to give you one of my special scales? Who do you think you are? Cried Rainbow Fish. Get away from me. Shocked, the little blue fish swam away. He was so upset he told all of his friends what had happened. From then on, no one would have anything to do with Rainbow Fish. They turned away when he swam by. Oh, that's sad. So there's rainbow fish swimming away. We've got a beautiful watercolor illustration here. And when you get the real book, those sequins are actually really shiny and you can kind of feel how smooth they are compared to the rest of the book. What good were the dazzling, shimmering scales with no one to admire them? Now, let's see if maybe this is, we can zoom in again. There we go. There we go. What good were the dazzling, shimmering scales with no one to admire them? Now he was the loneliest fish in the entire ocean. One day he poured out his troubles to the starfish. I really am beautiful. Why doesn't anybody like me? Well, I can't answer that for you, said the starfish. But if you go beyond the coral reef to a deep cave, you'll find a wise octopus, and maybe she can help you. Hmm. So it looks like Rainbow Fish is thinking about it. The rainbow fish found the cave. It was very dark inside, and he couldn't see anything. Then suddenly, two eyes caught him in their glare, and the octopus emerged from the darkness. I love octopi. What's everyone's favorite sea animal? Write in the comments, and we'll talk about it after the book's over. So there's the wise octopus. I have been waiting for you, said the octopus with a deep voice. Okay, let me try that again. I have been waiting for you, said the octopus with a deep voice. The waves have told me your story. This is my advice. Give a glittering scale to each of the other fish. You will no longer be the most beautiful fish in the sea, but you will discover how to be happy. Hmm. Do you think he's going to do it? I I can't, Rainbow Fish started to say, but the octopus had already disappeared into a dark cloud of ink. Give away my scales? My beautiful shining scales? Never! How could I ever be happy without them? Suddenly, he felt the light touch of a fin. The little blue fish was back. Oh, you know what? I think I wasn't showing the whole page before. Let's see if I can just adjust this. As I said before, we are learning and growing together. Okay, that looks a little better. Okay, whoops. Let's see, where were we? Ah, yes. Suddenly, he felt the light touch of a fin. The little blue fish was back. Rainbow fish, please don't be angry. I just want one little scale. The rainbow fish wavered. That means he wasn't really sure what to do. Only one very small, shimmery scale, he thought. Well, maybe I wouldn't miss just one. Carefully, the rainbow fish pulled out the smallest scale and gave it to the little fish. Thank you so very much, the little blue fish bubbled playfully as he tucked the shiny scale in among his blue ones. A rather peculiar feeling came over the rainbow fish. For a long time he watched the little blue fish swim back and forth with his new scale glittering in the water. I wonder how that made Rainbow Fish feel to watch his friend be so happy. The little blue fish whizzed through the ocean with his scale flashing, so it didn't take long before the rainbow fish was surrounded by the other fish. Everyone wanted a glittering scale. I don't know about you, but as soon as I take out a pack of gum, that's what happens. Everybody crowds around and everyone wants one. The rainbow fish shared his scales left and right, and the more he gave away, the more delighted he became. When the water around him filled with glimmering scales, he at last felt at home among the other fish. Finally, the rainbow fish had only one shining scale left right here. His most prized possessions had been given away, yet he was very happy. Come on, rainbow fish, they called. Come and play with us. Here I come, said the rainbow fish, and, happy as a splash, he swam off to join his friends. Oh, just in time. The end. So that was Rainbow Fish. I hope that everybody enjoyed it. That's always one of my favorites. And let's see, it looks like everyone's favorite sea animals. We've got Kira loves the rainbow fish. Me too. Let's see. The Ayer boys, they love octopi and otters. Otters, what a creative answer. That's a mammal, but they still swim around in the ocean. Lainey loves sea turtles, and it looks like my friend Karen DeVito, sea turtles are our favorite sea animals too. Excellent. I love that. All right, so let me turn off my book here. And I'll move this back to where it was. And the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to break out my guitar again, and we're going to try to see if we can get the sun to come out with a song. And I just have that pulled up here. And if you'd like to sing along, I'm going to share my screen again and show you how I don't really read music that well, but I can read tabs. So let's see how that goes here. There we go. And I think if I scooch that over, let's zoom in a little bit. Whoops. Okay, that is going to have to do it. So this is Mr. Sun by one of my favorite kids entertainers, Raffi. I'm so excited to be able to do this because for a long, long time, I was always really scared of playing guitar for my friends. But you guys are all so nice and supportive that we're going to try it again. Okay, here we go. Me, me, me. Everybody warm up their voice. Sound happens through vibrations. So when you're warming up your voice, put your hand here and you can feel your vocal cords vibrate. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, hiding behind that tree. These little children are asking you to please come out so we can play with you. Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, hiding behind the tree. These little children are asking you to please come out so we can play with you. Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on, please shine down on, please shine down on me. Okay, I hope that works. Maybe the sun will come out in a little bit. Right now it's pretty rainy, but I actually do like the rain because there's so much science involved in it. Looking up at the clouds, I do have a story that I read before called A Cloudy Day that you can find on www.facebook.com/be the scientist/live. And you can find that. I read that along with Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. Okay, so now it's time for one of my favorites. I don't want to wash my hands. Now, because I had this in physical version, I'm going to read it this way, but it seems like it's a lot easier for everyone to read along when I have the digital version. So I'll work on finding those for all my books that I have. Okay, so this is called I Don't Want to Wash My Hands by Tony Ross, a little princess story. Here's the very first page. Looks like the princess is doing a lot of dancing. I don't want to wash my hands. And I still haven't figured out what this is. Does anyone think they know what animal this might be? I was thinking like squirrel maybe, or a mouse. I'm not really sure. It's hard to tell. Whee! The little princess loved getting dirty. Wash your hands before you eat that, said the queen. Why? Said the little princess. And if you'd like to see the picture a little longer, hit the pause button, which is the two lines next to each other right in the center of the screen. Because you've been playing outside, said the queen. Wash your hands, said the cook. Why? Asked the little princess. Well, because you've been playing with Scruff and dry them properly. Wash your hands, said the king. Why? I've washed them twice, said the little princess. And you must wash them again because you've been on the potty. Ahem, wash your hands, said the maid. Uh-oh, after she had a big chew. Hopefully she did a vampire cough there, but it doesn't look like it. Ugh, I wash them after playing outside. I wash them after playing with the dog. I wash them after going on my potty. I wash them after sneezing. Why? Said the little princess. Oh, because of germs and nasties, said the maid. What are germs and nasties? Kind of forget the voice that I started doing for the maid, so we're gonna make a new one. They're horrible, said the maid. They live in the dirties. But, just so you know, we can get these germs and nasties. Those are what we are calling bacteria and the virus itself. So they live in the dirties and on animals and in the sneezes. Now, the virus that we're all protecting ourselves from, they mostly are transferred through our own orifices. So when we sneeze, cough, rubbing our eyes, we don't want to touch anything on our face as much as we can when we're outside or playing socially distant with other people. Now, the animals can carry it, but there's only been one case of, well, actually, two cases of a dog who caught it and a lion who caught it at a zoo. So mostly it's just people right now. They can get into your food and then into your tummy, and then they make you ill. We don't have to worry too much about our food because we know that our grown-ups are taking care of us by preparing really healthy and nice food. And look what happened. It looks like the little princess got sick, but she went to one of our heroes, one of our healthcare professionals. Not all heroes wear capes, after all. What do germs and nasties look like? Said the little princess. Worse than crocodiles. I've got no crocodiles on my hands. I think you would notice if you had a crocodile, right? That's kind of big to not notice. I think the maid might be exaggerating a little bit. Germs and nasties are smaller than crocodiles, said the maid. They're too small to see. And that's true. They're so small that we can't see them with our own eyes. We need something called a microscope to be able to see them. I better wash my hands again, said the little princess. Um, Question, do I have to wash my hands after washing my hands? Don't be silly, said the maid. Eat your cake. Have you washed your hands? The end. So, how many times have your grown-ups asked you to wash your hands? How many times did you listen? How many times did you fight them on it? Remember that this is a really weird time for grown-ups too. So we're also a little nervous, but it's okay to be nervous. As long as you talk about what you're feeling with your grown-ups and the people that are in your house, that will make you feel a lot better. So just remember, your grown-ups aren't trying to annoy you or make you upset. They just want to make sure that you stay healthy. So that was I Don't Want to Wash My Hands by Tony Ross. And it looks like on the back it says, "Watch out for the little princess on TV." Ooh, cool. Has anyone ever seen this show? I haven't. Okay, the next thing that I want to do is I would like to read you a poem and then tell you about one of my favorite um, women that made a really big difference in the healthcare field. So I'm going to bring it up and share my screen again. I'm so glad I figured out how to do this. I think it's this one. Yep, there it is. Now, this is called The Victor by C.W. Longnecker. And I had this printed out and I kept it in my binder all throughout high school, and it's been on my fridge ever since. And it really makes me feel better when I'm feeling a little down on myself, especially lately. The Victor. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win but think you can't, it's almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. For out in the world we find success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later, the one who wins is the one who thinks they can. So, this is a bit of an old poem. And when they say stronger or faster man, what they really mean is person. They don't mean only men. And let's see, anything else that we might not understand. When we talk about a fellow's will, that means what you want and what you want to do, what you will do. So I really wanted to bring this to all of you. I wanted to be able to read stories with everybody and talk to all of the kids at home because this is the first time in over 10 years that I haven't been interacting with kids in person. So um, this is a really fun replacement for that. Okay, now having that in mind, and knowing that Sir Isaac Newton came up with his theory of gravity while he was quarantining from the Black Plague, I want you to think of all the cool things that you might be able to accomplish. We might think of it as being stuck inside, but really, we're safe inside. So, this is one of my favorite illustrators, and I brought up her information here. So, let's see, here we go. And capture. This is Rachel Ignotofsky. She's got coloring pages and lots more information. She even has each profile is sourced on her website. So if you want to learn more about any of these women in science, you can go to her website, which is rachelignotofskydesign.com. And I'll make sure to put that in the comments when we're finished. Okay, excellent. All right, 50 fearless pioneers who changed the world. Do you think we'll get in this book one day? I hope so, maybe. Okay, now the person that I want to talk to you about today's name is Elizabeth Blackwell. And Elizabeth Blackwell was one of the very first, or actually the first, female physician, female doctor in America. And I just listened to a really great podcast called Stuff You Should Know. I've been listening to them a lot, and they have an episode on Elizabeth Blackwell. And they told me that Elizabeth Blackwell only she applied to 30 different doctor schools and she only got into one because the college thought it was a joke. But she went anyway. That's back in the days that women weren't allowed to do everything that men can do now. So we're really lucky. Elizabeth Blackwell worked with the poor to fight social injustice with medicine. She was the first woman in America to receive a medical degree. She founded the New York Infirmary for Women and Children and the London School of Medicine for Women. And this is a quote from her that Rachel Ignotofsky wanted us to know. If the present arrangements of society will not admit of women's free development, then society must be remodeled. Whoa, that's kind of a fancy quote. But that means if our country and our world isn't letting women be really cool and great, then we need to rethink how we're running things. And not just women, but people of all gender identifications, and uh, everywhere in between of male and female. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the other cool things that Rachel's done. So, like I said, she was accepted into medical school when the student body voted yes as a practical joke, but she showed up anyway. And it turns out that all of the men that were in the school, they weren't very well behaved. But as soon as Elizabeth Blackwell joined their class, they all started behaving better, and she graduated number one in her class. Um, Elizabeth Blackwell advocated for women's rights, especially equal opportunity for female doctors. Advocate means that they help tell everybody about why women should be able to do everything that men should do. She wrote many books and papers on puberty, parenting, and family planning. And puberty is a time that you go through in around middle school when you get bigger. She trained in Paris and London maternity wards after medical school. Maternity wards is where babies are delivered in the hospital. Ooh, this was an interesting part of the podcast. In 1849, while caring for a baby's uh, infected eye, Elizabeth became infected herself and she lost sight in one eye. This is a risk that a lot of healthcare workers make in order to work with sick people, including people today in hospitals. They need to make sure that they're wearing masks and goggles because if they come in contact with a sick person, they could get sick too. But they are so selfless and they want to help so much that they still are doing it. Elizabeth Blackwell helped to train Union nurses with her sister during the Civil War, and she started the National Health Society in London. So here is Rachel Ignotofsky's illustration again, and I actually have a postcard set of this, and I'm planning on sending postcards out to my fans soon, and I'll be putting out a form for that if you want a postcard. And then I didn't quite read everything, but I was just reading the small pictures around the outside. Those are the highlights. So, as we go through all of our science story times, I would love to share with you another woman or really important person that history has forgotten. So, check out Rachel Ignotofsky's coloring pages as well as her posters and other things on her shop. Okay, well, it looks like we've come to the end of our episode today. I'm so glad that you can join me. For more information, you can head down to BeTheScientist.com. I'm going to put up the stories again in the corner just in case you want to look them up yourself. Again, I highly recommend the Internet Archive Open Library, or Open Book rather. I keep messing that up. It's really cool. You can digitally loan out a book or get a book loan to you for 2 weeks, which is really awesome. Also, I am at Be the Scientist on all social media platforms, and you can also check out my YouTube page, which has been updated. The YouTube page is not under Be the Scientist, but I'm working on changing that. I just registered myself as a business on Google, so we're getting more official by the second. Now, I'm offering private sessions. If you love what you see here and you want to book me for your own private virtual session, we can plan something over Zoom with your grown-ups. I do all kinds of things. I've hosted virtual birthday parties. I've done more story times. I can help you and your friends play games, do game shows. I also am doing free mentoring for 11th and 12th grade students, as well as a 21 plus virtual happy hour where I basically kind of like a nerd night where I'll talk to you about the science of whatever topic you want. I love talking about the science of cocktails, which is a fancy drink that your grown-ups like to drink to make them feel a little better at the end of quarantine. Okay, and to wrap up our stream, we're going to go ahead and sing our goodbye song. If you know the lyrics, sing along with me. Still working on getting those chords on guitar. So long, farewell to you, my friend. Goodbye for now until we meet again. So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now. Until we meet again, it's been great to read and play together in the hive, but now it's time to say goodbye. So long, farewell to you, my friend. Goodbye for now until we meet again. Tune in on Wednesday for our next science story time.